morning, guys. If it's Tuesday, it's Down and Dirty Woodscraft. Stay with me. Okay guys, today we're going to talk about a little tip that's very important this time of year, and that is mosquitoes, ticks, things like that. Alright, let's start with the one that annoys me the most, skeeters, or mosquitoes, but here in the South we call them skeeters. What's going on is this insect is going to be attracted to you by your breath. It smells of waste gas floating on the air current, and it will fly up to you, and then the female, the only one that bites you, she will come up and she will find a place on your skin where you've got a lot of blood up under the skin close, and she's going to sit there and kind of smell you. She's looking for the blood pH level. If it's within a certain area, you're very attracted to her and she's going to bite you. She's going to take that blood internally, and that's going to feed her babies until they're a certain size, and she's going to deposit them in water to finish their productive cycle, their growing cycle. So, what can you do to avoid this? Change the pH of your blood. Now, you will have noticed that some people are just naturally magnets, and some people don't get bit at all. Usually, I don't get bit, usually, that much. A few here, a few there. My wife, on the other hand, is a magnet. They'll come from miles to get her. And it's because of her blood pH. I am a hypoglycemic. I'm a sort of an opposite of a diabetic. I produce too much insulin. So my blood, my numbers are always up and down. And so most of the time, I'm kind of immune because I'm kind of toxic to the insects. So they leave me alone. But with her not being, we have to do something to address it. If we don't, then she's going to be miserable out there. So, B vitamins, something you can just get off the shelf. If we're going to be doing quite a bit of camping or outdoor activities, a week or so before, she'll start upping her dosage of that B vitamin, because it will just simply go on through the system if it's excessive, but it makes you less desirable. Then, on the actual day of it, we'll then go to some sort of bug juice to help it out. Find what's effective for you. This stuff isn't a fit-all, be-all, whatever it is, deep woods off or whatever. DEET is very effective, but some people are more sensitive to it than others to put on their skin. So what I recommend is you kind of experiment a little bit at home, out in the backyard or someplace where you know you got quite a few mosquitoes, and try it out until you find what works best for your blood chemistry, and then that's what you carry. I've slathered down in plain old off many times and it did nothing. I was still being eaten alive. And on the other hand, this stuff, which is available for me, works beautifully for me and helps me stay, relatively bug free. In fact, they're eating my neck up right now as we're sitting here talking. Okay, another thing that you can do to help out this situation. What if I could make my clothing less attractive to ticks, things like that? Well, you can. You have one that I'm very familiar with, off the shelf thing, and that's permethrin. And if you'll go look at your big box retailer somewhere and go look up on the shelf where you've got all the bug spray, usually along the top or something like that, it's going to be this taller bottle in yellow, and that's permethrin, I believe the name is correct of it. That's for treating gear, not for you. So I'll take my pants that I'm going to be wearing and I'll spray them down with it and then hang them up and let them dry. Now they are naturally repellent to the insects. My boots, I can spray down with that. I can spray down my outer jacket. I can spray down my hammock. I can spray down stuff like that doesn't have a waterproof coating, and I can create a way of making me naturally repellent to them. And finally, the third way is red cedar shavings. You remember people used to have red cedar closets, red cedar hope chests, things like that. It's because no insect likes the smell of red cedar. And so I would get a bag of the red cedar shavings that goes into a rabbit cage. Why do they put those in rabbit cages? One, it smells good, and two, it repelled fleas and things, because they didn't like it either. It repels ticks and stuff like that. So I would take my clothing that I'm going to be wearing on this weekend where we're going to this really bad place. Now I take one of them shallow plastic storage boxes, and I will put a layer of red cedar, put my clothes down, put another layer, and seal it up. And I'll do that, say, a week ahead. So the day of, when I'm ready to go, I'll pull it out and shake off the shavings and wear this. And it smells like red cedar. And yes, I have treated it with permethrin, and then I put it in red cedar before I went. Try to cut down on ticks and mosquitoes and things like that. Also, you need to do your homework and educate yourself where you live on what's the big problem. Is it ticks, chiggers, mosquitoes, whatever? I know that in the Arctic schools in the military for many years, they would take and give them sulfur tablets to repel mosquitoes, because it's just ungodly amount of mosquitoes up in that part of the world. Whenever things thaw out and it's quote summertime, it's just clouds of them. And that may be an option for where you live. Find out the effects, find out the side effects. But most people don't take the time to do the research and find out what works for them. They just grab something off the shelf. And it may or may not be that effective with your chemistry. Find your chemistry and go with it. Can I change my chemistry? Yes, I can take B vitamins and change my chemistry so it doesn't affect me. I don't smell or taste different, but I'm less attractive. I can treat my gear, like my packs, my pants, my hammocks, with permethrin. I can then put red cedar on my clothing, my socks especially. And you know, there's this red cedar oil, okay? It's for rejuvenating things. And you go where you find essential oils and stuff like that for making diffusers, for smelling, etc. There's red cedar oil. Put a row of that around the base of your top of your boot, around your belt area, to keep ticks off, because they absolutely do not like that stuff, at least in my experience down here in the South. So find what works for you. Do your research. And if there's a disease that's transmitted by them, like Lyme disease with ticks or West Nile virus mosquitoes, educate yourself to know what the symptoms are, so that if you've been out and you start showing these, you know to go and get treated early. Early is the big thing. A lot of people that had the problem with the Lyme disease and stuff, they would get sick, they'd have the big old bullseye, they'd never paid any attention, and then by the time it was full-fledged and made you sick, now you got to really deal with it. Hope this gives you some ideas, guys. Please leave any questions or comments below. And until next time, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.